Hi, my name is Angie Medlin, and I am a 29-year-old English professor from sunny Southern California. My genre specialties are fantasy, horror, and science fiction. And while I am not published, I have not published any novels yet. I do have several poems published across various collections over the last couple of years, and I'm working on my debut romantasy novel. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Writing Talks with Angie. Today, we are going to be talking about a little bit about dialogue. This is another common question that I get from students, especially when we start the creative writing unit, is how do I add realistic dialogue? Now, formatting dialogue is not really what I'm going to be talking about today, although if anybody is interested in that, I will definitely make another video about dialogue formatting. However, this is more so about how to make your dialogue flow. My biggest piece of advice, and this is kind of a weird take, or maybe not so weird, is you need to read your dialogue out loud. This is going to be a very strange process if you've never read your work out loud to yourself before, but I highly suggest getting into the habit of starting to do so. There are a couple of different reasons why reading your work out loud is highly beneficial. One is, and this is something that I teach my students, is that when you read your work out loud, especially at a normal pace, you can catch a lot more typos and strange phrasing, weird, awkward phrasing, things that maybe don't make as much sense than when you read in your head. It's a lot easier to catch those typos, those punctuation, those grammatical errors, a lot of that punctuation and whatnot when you're reading out loud to yourself versus, again, reading in your head. And that's why reading out loud is really good when you are writing dialogue. One, it's a really good way of catching the pacing of your dialogue. If your dialogue sounds clunky to you, it's going to sound clunky to your reader, and it's not going to flow as well. It's not going to sound as realistic. If you write dialogue the way that you actually colloquially say it, a lot of the time that's going to come out a lot more realistic than anything else you could conjure up just by writing it in your head and never reading it again. And, if you add accents and things like that, it might get a little bit more tricky from there, but you still will be able to keep up a realistic pace. And another thing too, and this is just a little caveat, overuse of character names. When we as people talk to each other and have dialogue with one another, we don't name drop every 2 lines, especially when you know the person or you've been introduced to somebody and are already familiar with them. So when I see dialogue that has this character names every single line, well, what do you think about this, Carrie? Well, Ben, I don't really know, said Carrie. Well, it becomes a little bit awkward. So again, reading out loud is key, and that is a big piece of advice I'm always going to give budding writers and professional writers as well, is you need to read your work out loud. You need to read your dialogue out loud as well. And if you've never done that before, go in your room by yourself, go in your car by yourself, your bathroom by yourself, somewhere where you won't be disturbed, and get into the habit of reading what you wrote out loud. All right, that is about it for this video for today, folks. Thank you again for coming with me along on this journey. I don't know what the next couple of videos are going to be about, but if you, like I said before, if you guys have questions or want me to talk about specific things, parts of the writing process, creative writing, anything that has to involve that, please let me know in the comments and I will get to those videos. As always, stay safe, stay as sane as we can in these strange times. I love you all, and I will be back with another video very shortly. All right, bye-bye.